welcome to episode 3 of the Ozzie Gamecast. Me and Ava here are going to go through a bit of the E3 stuff that happened over the last week. Feel free to enjoy. Alright, so first things first, Ava, what have you been playing this week?
Mostly just League of Legends. Like, I've been playing a little bit of ranked, trying to get back into the more hyper-competitive side of it rather than just casually plumping through ARAM and Dominion.
Yeah, I know ARAM's been a bit of fun since that came out, and sort of jumping back in there a bit.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, SimCity. We've both been dabbling back in a little of the old SimCity.
Yeah, playing around with it since they're supposed to have fixed a lot of the balancing and stuff. I forgot how much I liked that game. But at the same note, I forgot how much I fucking hate that game.
Yeah, your townsfolk are so demanding and needy and whiny, and you just sometimes it gets to a point where like, I'm just gonna drop a comment on you.
Yeah. Oh, anything else?
Yeah, a couple Super Nintendo games, and that's about it, I think.
Did you end up playing Uncharted?
Started playing Uncharted 3, and then I subsequently finished playing it because it was amazing. I gotta say, though, the shooting controls felt really kind of icky, like they did in the first game, just kind of sticky, and just something about them felt bad. And
I could never exactly put my finger on why. Like, I don't know if it's like there was no spread on the gun or what, but something about just the shooting didn't feel right. Didn't feel as good as it did in the second game, at least.
That was one of the things I noticed, that there was the really tight spread, was just made it kind of irritating to just, you couldn't spray and pray because you had to be aiming at exactly what you wanted to shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing that I did find that made the gunfights work a lot better was just running up to people and just punching them the fuck out.
Yeah, that's pretty... Until you try that on one of those big stompy guys with the chain guns.
Yeah, and they just kick you in the leg and you're like, grr!
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good one.
I'm looking forward to The Last of Us, which I'll hopefully be buying this week.
Yeah, that's something that's I'm really looking forward to. I think that got a 10 from a lot of sites, so
jeez.
That's big one on my radar. Alright, so what have I been playing this week?
What have you been wetting your beak on?
Since E3 and watching all of the presentations, I saw the Microsoft conference, I saw Killer Instinct, so naturally, Killer Instinct 1 and 2 is all I've really been playing for the last week.
Yeah, but seeing Killer Instinct on the Xbox, knowing that it's definitely a thing that's coming, does that still lock you into buying one? Are you still kind of maybe it'll come to PC because it's Microsoft?
Yeah, I'm still a little iffy on it. I've watched some of the interviews with I think Ken Lobb and a few of the other people. It sounds like Microsoft are willing to work with them. They may even do an arcade version. If that happened, an arcade version would be great.
Yeah, it's a shame it probably wouldn't come to our local arcade because it's rubbish.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Maybe I could import one. But yeah, no. I'm still 50-50 on whether or not I'll get an Xbox. There's a lot of cool things for it. One of the things that piqued my interest was the Project Spark. Did you see this one?
I did, and I liked everything I saw, because it just... especially just the little demo reel of the devs playing, I was like, man, it's kind of like watching Full Metal Alchemist a little, how he's just kind of gliding along on the land he was making.
Yeah, that's... looks really, really cool. And the idea you can create playable content so quickly, to me, I'm actually an aspiring game designer myself, and that is just so astounding to see that process. I want to get my hands on it and play around with it. If it's exclusively for Xbox One, all the development has to be done with the Kinect and the controller, that'd be a bit of a shame. I'd love to play around with something like that on PC.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, man, that's... Because my biggest problem with all the cool stuff I saw in the Xbox conference was, man, they had a lot of really great stuff to show, but God, it's a shame it's on Xbox One. Yeah,
so that's the thing. I still don't know if I'll get one, even for Project Spark and for Killer Instinct.
Yeah, and did you see their little tablet thing they had that had connectivity to the Xbox One? Was that exclusively for Xbox One?
Yeah, it's actually something they introduced a while ago. It's
a Wii U remote for the Xbox One?
No, it's an app for smartphones and tablet devices. It's called Smart Glass.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was basically inspired by Wii U.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much what they've got going on there. I think they used it a couple times for streaming with Killer Instinct, and I think they had like some in-game thing with Dead Rising. They had like airstrikes going on. I don't know what the deal was, but
and they used it in Project Spark as well.
oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, that could be interesting if I got like a tablet to sort of play around with that.
But yeah, I saw it and like the words cop outs, echoed in my ear a little.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing with the games industry. Nothing's truly original. Like,
Yeah.
If you have a closer look at the Xbox One controller, now that Nintendo no longer owns the patent for the D-pad, you notice the Xbox One controller has a traditional Nintendo style D-pad on there.
I didn't see that. I'm actually going to have a look right this second. So,
Yeah, it's the Nintendo style with the convex sort of indentation for the thumb to sit in. That I'm happy for like fighting games and such, especially for like Killer Instinct.
Yeah, it's because their old D-pad was just a joystick with a D-pad looking thing on top of it. Wow, it is like it's a dead ringer.
Yep, it's the D-pad, and like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. Like having a patent on something like that was like. Yeah, it was a little annoying, but I mean, for the most part, it didn't affect the game industry except for fighting games on the Xbox One, because the PlayStation's D-pad is...
Yeah, that one was perfectly functional, and even then, anybody that took fighting games really seriously, they always got their fight sticks, and they just go at it that way.
Fair enough.
Yeah, was there anything else in that conference that you thought looked pretty cool, or...?
I saw the Metal Gear game, the Phantom Pain.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And for the first time we heard the new voice actor for Snake, and I was thoroughly, I'm sure like me and a lot of gamers who are a big fan of Metal Gear, wept a tear of missing, what's his name?
David Hayter.
David Hayter, yeah. It's like he's gone, and it's like he's been replaced by an inferior voice.
Yeah,
it's not that it's a bad voice; it's just that
it's not Snake though. Yeah,
exactly. It's
like
sad.
I watched the trailer and I was like sitting there giddy in my chair, like, and then when you hear him speak, it's like, what? That's not Snake. That's not even a little bit Snake.
It's some guy with a ponytail and an eye patch.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm sure the game will be great, but
yeah, I like that. Like it just that little flavor reel just kind of it had Snake's companion from
Miller.
Yeah, Miller from Peace Walker again, which was just a fabulous Metal Gear game. I loved it bits.
Yeah, and that's a really cool bit of like tying into the history of the games, like Solid Snake from the other games, like Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 4. His mentor was actually Miller.
Yeah.
So it's very cool sort of web going on there.
And I'm looking forward to going back to Outer Heaven, or Haven, or whatever it was called, because...
It's sort of both. I think Outer Heaven and Outer Haven were different things, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, because like, I love the way you built on it in Peace Walker, and I'd just like to see, because it's in the future, to see how much more it's advanced.
Yeah. I saw one of the games I thought looked pretty cool. Was what was it called? Titanfall. Did you get a chance to look at that?
Yeah, that looked awesome.
Yeah, and it's by the guys that used to work for Infinity Ward. So these guys used to make Call of Duty.
Okay.
After that whole Activision meltdown about 2 years ago. So they went off, joined EA, and started working on their own thing. Oh, was it EA? I'm not really sure. They started working on their own thing, and that was Titanfall. So it looks like plays like a Call of Duty game, but with jetpacks and free running and mechs.
And the odd giant robot just wrecking shit.
Yeah, and it looks really, really cool and action-packed. So I think that'll be something to keep your eye on. And I know that's coming to PC as well.
Oh, awesome! That's good. Anything that's also coming to PC is totally okay in my books.
Yeah.
And one thing that I saw that I was really kind of met on was Rise, Son of Rome. I saw that and I was like, oh, this has an interesting premise. But then it slowly devolved into what could have been like a cool combo fighter, kind of like Ninja Gaiden into just a quick time fighter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, oh, this looks cool. It's visceral. He's chopping at this quick time event. Okay, maybe that was just one chop,
Yep.
quick time event, quick time event. Oh, god damn.
Every single fucking fight a quick time event. I was like,
Yeah.
that had great premise until I saw that, and anyone who is on the whole I'm totally sick of QTEs is just going to be like, yep, throwing that away straight up.
Yeah, like the game might turn out to be good, but I don't know.
That'll
that's-
be so watered down, you'll just kind of plomp through it.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be a system seller. I'm just putting
Yeah.
that out there. It'll be something that if you do have an Xbox One and you're looking for something to play, it might be worth grabbing, I think. But it's not really something to like. That's what your decision is weighted on.
Yeah, but one thing that I noticed in both conferences is they both had a lot of great looking games that were all going to be available on launch, which is one thing I was like, I can respect them for that, because if they're exclusive to that system, then that's great that they're available on launch, because that's still the one thing that Nintendo's suffering on is there's nothing to play. But if they come out with great titles that people can play right away, and that's
Yeah,
right.
and that's exactly it. Like both Sony and Microsoft, I think they, as well as just being experienced companies in their own right, also took a cue from what didn't work out for Nintendo. They ensured they have all of these titles to show right away.
yeah.
Like, so Nintendo does have some stuff coming out soon. I think the first thing is Super Luigi U, and then there should be like one thing every month or two from now until Christmas. But like it is really late for that, and
Yeah, I think the Wii U is going to be slowly falling into the slot of just a casual system again, and
yeah, casual
and
system for
the Nintendo fans, for
Yeah,
you and me, because
exactly.
we're buying it with the promise of we know what games are going to come, regardless of how long we have to wait. They're going to come.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I don't think anybody buying the Wii U at this point is buying it as their primary system.
No.
It's always somebody's going to have a PS4 and a Wii U, or a Xbox One and a Wii U. It's never just a Wii U.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And yeah, and like for people like that, like you and me, that's actually not a bad place to be in, I guess. Because I couldn't live in gaming without my Zelda.
Exactly, and I'm the same for my Metroid, because I know that it will come, and for every Nintendo player under the sun, the promise of New Brawl, or Smash Bros.
Yeah, new Smash Bros, which looked totally sweet.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a closer look at some of the footage. It looks like there's a little bit more hit stun going on with the hits. So if anybody didn't like how they sort of watered down Brawl, it looks like they're going back in a little bit more of a competitive direction with that. So more real combos.
Yeah.
Again, this is just based off the tiny bits of footage they showed us, but I'm kind
We
of
can only
confident
hope.
they're fixing it, or at least going more towards what Melee was.
Yeah. Nice, quick and snappy, and
No tripping. Oh,
No.
if that shit comes back, someone at HAL's getting fired.
yeah, that's not a good thing to have. I mean, surely they know about as far as you and I know, the two custom homebrew projects, which is
Yeah,
Brawl
the
Plus
Project M, Project M and Brawl Plus, which like Nintendo has to know about that. There was about a year ago there was a huge spread on IGN and various other sites, and it's like, and even in the demo they showed at E3, their Skyloft stage looked very similar in what it does to the Project M Skyloft stage, with
Which
the
was
platforms floating over the Skyloft city and the underneath. It's
Just fantastic. But yeah, hopefully I think we can probably hold a little confidence to Nintendo, or I guess Namco, that it is going to be a better fighting game than what Vanilla Brawl was.
Yeah, exactly. What about the Sony conference? I walked out of that thinking that looked great.
Yeah, I'm all for everything they're about. Like, again, like, I'm not looking forward to having to get a new console, but I'm looking forward to new games.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Like, a lot of the stuff I saw at the Sony conference isn't necessarily exclusive to Sony. Like, the new Watch Dogs game. That's basically on everything. That's like a crossover game that's everywhere. But it looks great on the new systems. And Beyond Two Souls, I already knew I was getting that because I loved Quantic Dream's other stuff. That's Fahrenheit or Indigo Prophecy and Heavy Rain. But seeing that trailer for it just revved me right up.
Yeah. I'm actually really looking forward to the PS3 Christmas releases this year, because I think there was 3 games there that I'm pretty much locked in that I know I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they were.
I remember they showed The Last of Us, which is due out in about a week.
Yep.
What else was there?
There was a game called Rain, I think, where it looked like you were taking the place of a ghost in a world.
Yeah. I actually saw some stuff on that about a year ago. Very, very interesting looking thing. It kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the eco stuff they had.
Yeah, and actually there was one thing that I saw, and I know you saw because we both watched it. The new game from the people who brought us the wonderful world of Bastion.
Yes, Transistor.
Transistor,
that
that's
looks
it.
So fantastic. I remember seeing it. I think 3 months ago. I forgot what event it was at, but it looks so very promising. With the idea is that the transistor, the sword-like device the main character gets, continually talks to you in much the same way Rux did in the old game.
Oh, awesome!
And it's so very cool looking, and yeah.
Because ever since Bastion, you and I have both been just wanting another game. Didn't have to be a sequel; it just had to be more of what that company could bring us, and now we're getting it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and you look at it at first glance, you know it's the same art, guys. It's gonna be something special, I really think.
What I'm wondering is if it's going to be PS4 exclusive, or is it going to be PS3, PS4, and Steam?
I believe there's some sort of PlayStation like timed exclusivity, but I'm pretty sure, based on the interview that Total Biscuit did, it sounds like it's coming to PC, and I think the current consoles like 360 and stuff as well.
Beautiful, good. That's all I need to know, because now I can just get it on my PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so excited for that game. But what was the other summer games though? Because there was Two Souls, Rain. There was Puppeteer, which I was kind of looks like a bunch of fun, but I probably won't get it.
Yeah, Puppeteer looks interesting. It's a nice Vita game.
And there was one other title. I can't remember what it was.
I'm not exactly sure, but I know there were some other things that I was very excited to see. One, I didn't ever expect to see it, but there's a sequel to Mirror's Edge coming. That was shown at the EA trailer, at the EA conference. And Mirror's Edge is a game that I feel had so much potential that never got tapped. So I'm very glad to see a sequel to that coming up. Another big one is Star Wars Battlefront 3, or they didn't put a number on it, but they're bringing back Star Wars Battlefront.
Awesome.
And did you ever play that one?
No, I did actually. I played it at a friend's house quite a long time ago. Yeah,
it's very much like a kind of like Battlefield style game, but in the Star Wars universe. The best thing is EA owns the rights to do all the Star Wars games now. They're getting DICE to make that game. DICE are the guys behind Battlefield.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
So this could be something amazing. It could disappoint, but I have very high hopes for it. So that's one thing I think could be very cool.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, this is just going back to our summer releases.
Yep.
One of them, Batman: Arkham Origins.
Yes, that's another one. Oh my god, yes. And I was a little disheartened when I found they weren't getting the original voice actors back. We're not getting Kevin Conroy or Mark Hamill to do those characters. But watching the trailer, I couldn't have told you they weren't those actors.
Yeah,
this is not a snake we're dealing with here. These are real good sound-alikes.
Yeah, and I'm excited just to have more, and it's still gonna have the Joker, which is just because the ending, ending of Arkham City.
Spoiler warnings for anyone who's
not finished Arkham City. You go and finish it.
As a quick interjection, there are going to be some spoilers for Batman Arkham City, so if you don't want to hear any of that, just skip ahead. Just pause the video now and skip ahead to 20 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, so 3, 2, 1, spoilers herein.
Joker totally dies at the end of frickin' Arkham City.
Yeah, and Oh my god, I never thought I'd care so much about a villain.
Yeah, but it's like just kind of the way they had it all framed, and just the cinematic value was. It just kind of felt like Batman's other half did just die.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the reason he has to go out and fight all these criminals because I mean they are more or less organized by the Joker.
Yeah, and then there's the Kaji Evangelion style answering machine message Joker has after the credits.
Oh, I forgot what that was.
Oh, he left a series of phone messages for Batman while he was out of touch, and the last one is he's singing a song about how Batman completes him. and it's like you only hear this after he's dead. It's like it's sad and it's beautiful all at once. I don't know.
Yeah.
All
feel
right.
you though.
Spoiler time over.
Yep, but I am looking forward to Watch Dogs quite a lot, and Deadpool. I'm kind of just because it's Deadpool, I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, well, Deadpool's interesting character, which I thought was actually kind of interesting. Going back to Batman, how they showed in the footage for the trailer, he was actually fighting against Deathstroke in that one, which is like Deadpool's DC sort of counterpart character.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, is that just Deadpool in a black mask?
Yeah, well, if you're not familiar with him, Deathstroke is basically Deadpool, but really pissed off and really angry all the time.
Instead of crazy and saying shit.
Yeah. No, it looks good. And then there's the other Batman game, because we got Batman Arkham Origins, then there's Batman Arkham Origins Assault on Blackgate, which is for Vita and 3DS.
Okay.
I'm very excited for that as well, because that's a classic Metroid-style game, side-scrolling, exploration-focused adventure game.
Ooh. Well, sign me up for that, just all of it.
Yeah, that one was looking cool.
But another game that is to be released soon for the PlayStation 3 and Vita, which you and I are both, well, I know I'm just stoked as crap for it, is Dragon's Crown.
Dragon's Crown, which one's that?
The same people who brought us Mario Master, the Demon Blade, and Odin Sphere.
Ah, yeah, that beat 'em up. That one looks cool.
I'm just because the artistic quality in those games is just so flippin' amazing.
Yeah.
It's just they made this. It's all just theirs, and it's just beautiful. And God,
yeah,
and we're gonna get it, and we're gonna sit down together. Maybe get in some Derailed Dave and play some multiplayer.
Yeah, have they confirmed online co-op, or is that local only, or do we not know?
Not sure. You know, that's obviously not the price it's coming out as.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's local only, but either way, that's cool. It's gonna be something to look out for.
Yeah, still sitting all together in the same lounge room would be a nice blast for us to all do.
Yeah. Another cool one to see resurfacing is the DuckTales remastered.
Yeah, I saw that and I became giddy with delight because I think I've only ever played it on Game Boy, and as far as I know, it's the exact same gameplay, but I think it's a slightly different game with different bosses and different.
Yeah, it's basically
levels.
What they said in the interview was it's 60% the original game plus more. So
awesome.
So they grab the original game and all the original levels and just sort of extend 30% or ish onto them. So by the sounds of it, it looks like it's gonna be something quite fun.
And another game, Tales of Xillia.
Yes, always good to see another Tales game.
I am looking forward to this. I can get in this.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with the Tales games, they're like contemporaries to Final Fantasy, but all the combat's all real time, sort of like a fighting game. So that's a very nice one to sort of get into. And on the JRPG front, we got two massive videos. We've got Kingdom Hearts 3, which is sort of just a reveal showing that it exists, and then the trailer for Final Fantasy 15. Holy shit, that knocked my socks off.
I'm looking forward to that because the one thing I've never been so really stoked about with Final Fantasy is just the combat mechanics, but now it looks like it's going to be live action.
Yeah, it looks like bloody Devil May Cry or something. It looks cool.
And the character Noctis. I've seen him on the internet for freaking years now, but I didn't realize he was from a game that.
Yeah, because he was from the old Versus 13 trailer back in the day.
But yeah, it's like now it's just Is it 15? Is that the...
Yeah, they've showed what that project was is now Final Fantasy 15.
So that's just hopefully that comes to both, because I would like to be able to get that like.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it will be on both. It may even be on PC, just because that's what Square seems to be doing a lot recently. Same thing with Kingdom Hearts. That wouldn't surprise me if with Kingdom Hearts specifically. It wouldn't surprise me if there's like a current gen release and a modern gen release. Which again, I'd be totally okay with that too.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to the next console installment of Kingdom Hearts, just because there's just something so meh about all the handheld games. It's not as if they're bad, it's just that I feel as if they wear out their welcome before they're finished.
Yeah.
Especially with Dream Drop Distance, I got so sick of that game.
Yeah,
I'm near the end, but I'm never going to finish it.
Yeah. And last final note on the JRPG front, a video trailer in the Nintendo Direct was a trailer for an upcoming project called X. Did you see that one?
I did. Oh.
This is done by Monolith Soft. This is the same team that brought you Xenoblade Chronicles. Nintendo bought this studio back in 2004, I think. Or was it 2009? I don't know. But yeah, no, that's probably the RPG I'm looking forward to the most, because I know what it's going to be like. Massive open worlds to explore, and
it looked a lot like Xenoblade Saga as well.
Yeah,
except with giant-ass robots.
Yeah, exactly, and like they're basically trying to nest it within the This game will sort of be the missing link between Xenoblade Chronicles and the old Xenogears and Xenosaga games on PS1.
Okay.
I don't know if you played the Xenogears, but this was it was a straightforward RPG that was all about jumping in mechs and going, and like nobody could really draw the lines. Like, how is Xenoblade and Xenogears the same universe? Or was it? They're technically not, because Monolith is not Square and all that. But this is sort of like the bridging game.
I remember playing Xenogears on PS1, because that's the one you brought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a lot of it, but I only got up to, I think, getting stuck in the sand cruiser, and I think I stopped playing because I didn't have the rest of the discs.
Yeah.
But it's a great game. I really loved that, just because it still wasn't entirely turn-based. Like, the combat was fluid and you chose which attacks to do.
Yeah, it sort of had a Mario RPG or Paper Mario sort of feel to it. Like, you chose your attacks and then you had to time them out and stuff.
That's actually like the perfect example of, that's a lot what they feel like.
Yeah. And Xenoblade Chronicles was a little different. Everything was real-time in that, sort of time-based. Everything had cooldowns. So you could, you controlled your main guy, and then AI took over the other two, and it's like, run up to an enemy and just start chopping away at it and do what you want to do. It was really, really, really cool, and very freeing compared to most JRPGs. You know how most JRPGs, you've got to find your save points and your tents, and it's very strict in how everything works.
Yeah, kind of ties your wrists.
Yeah, in Xenoblade Chronicles, it's completely all chains are off. If you want to quick travel to any point that you've ever been to in the entire game, well, just click it and go. You want to change the time of day if you want to, sure, just click go. It's just really free in the way that the game is sort of presented to you, and that's what I'm expecting out of this new X project as well. So yeah, that might be something to really look out for, especially if you've been thirsting for something big to play on your Wii U. Yeah,
exactly. Anyway, so now that we're done kind of tooting the horns of everyone except poor Xbox, it's not Xbox's fault. They've just brought a bunch of shitty specs to what could have been a good console.
Yeah, it's sort of some anti-consumer decision. That's really it.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess the most you can ask any consumer is to vote with your wallet to say which console you think is the console, and my prediction is easily PS4.
Yeah, exactly. I know it was sort of a dick move, but Sony fired a shot across Microsoft's bow, saying we are not going to lock down our system. You can trade with anyone, you can play online, so bring it on, basically.
Yeah, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that after the Xbox conference, some of the people from there went down and were harassing people at the Nintendo booths.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't hear about that, but at a guess, I would assume that it'd just be like the fanboys that would have like attended various conferences and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
The kind of people you see in those dirty ass YouTube comments.
Yeah. But the one thing that I think I was a little unhappy about with the press conferences as a whole would have been PlayStation announcing that there is people who want to play online will need to get their to get PSN PlayStation Plus. I mean, I thought about it, and it's not that bad because it's only $50. It's now only $50 for the year, I think, like roughly.
Yeah, it's $50 for the year, and it comes with all of the perks that PlayStation Plus had previously come with.
Yeah, and I like that Xbox have added to their gold membership that people will start getting games, and the 2 games they announced that were going to be readily available, I think...
Halo 3 and Fable 3.
Yeah, there was Halo 3, Fable 3, and something else. Because it was actually had said a different game at the conference, can't remember what, and I was kind of like, it's all well and good for you to give those games away, but anyone who's paid for for Xbox Gold has already got those games hard copy.
Yeah, especially Halo 3. Like, that was the primary reason to pay for the Xbox Gold for like a good year or two.
Yeah, to be able to play play Halo 3 online.
Yeah.
And it's like, here, have a game that you probably already have.
Yeah, and like being forced to pay for online for Sony servers, I would have a problem with that personally if I didn't already have PlayStation Plus. Like, it is a bit of salt in the ointment, but there's a silver lining to it. Not for Sony, but online multiplayer for free is now exclusively a Nintendo feature.
Yeah, that's actually something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and I'm curious if over the next 6 months to a year, like, if Nintendo's actually going to start pushing that in their marketing, because I think that could be a very good boon, especially for those hardcore players.
Exactly.
Especially when Mario Kart starts rolling around, that'll be a big online one for them, I think.
Yeah, that'll actually be great. And well, maybe definitely not Smash Bros, because the online for that sucks a lot.
Yeah, but I think that was more in part because of the Wii's poor net infrastructure than the game. Cause,
looking at Call of Duty is actually a very good example of that.
Yeah, the Wii version of Call of Duty, you had to like aim in advance for people like 3 feet away from you. You had to aim like a meter to the right or a meter to the left to hit them.
Yeah.
Whereas when I played like Tekken or Street Fighter 4 or Marvel vs. Capcom online on the PS3, it was smooth as silk. Yes, there was a slight input delay, but you could barely feel it. I think for Smash, that'll work just fine. If the Wii U's net infrastructure is as stable as they say it is.
Yeah. Again, though, like, I'm not too fussed about that, like, well, just for Brawl in that front, because the main competition I'm going to have is going to be with you directly.
Yeah.
Like, that's the most fun for us from that game, is you and me actually playing off one another.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing about Smash Bros. It's a couch game. You get your mates over, you start playing the game. Oh, and here's a quick theory I have. This is just complete conjecture, but the new Challenger trailer that they showed for Mega Man, it was all CG and not gameplay for that part of the video. But they showed Mega Man doing his Fire Crash like down smash move and hitting 4 characters. We already know the Wii U is capable of 5-player multiplayer.
Oh yeah, with the Wii remotes, and of course the Pro Controls.
And the Pro Controllers. What would you say to 5-player Smash Bros?
I would be all for everything that is about all of it, every bit of it.
Again, this is just a complete wild theory that I've got based on that trailer, but it could be very cool to see some 5-player Smash going on. I think that might be something they could look into.
Yeah, like, I think that's going to be the only 5-player console, but I mean, that works in the sense that it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of party-centric games, like your Mario parties and your... Yeah,
and your what was it called, Me Party?
Yeah, Me Party.
Like, I'm sure that'll be fun. I might pick it up, I might not. But, yeah, there's a few cool things coming. Pikmin's definitely a big one. Yeah,
Pikmin's going to be amazing. Rayman, that could also be fun 5-player, seeing as unlike the Mario games, you don't bounce off all your mates like you're made of frickin' rubber.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with the new Mario like co-op games. You bounce off each other. Donkey Kong did it right. Rayman did it right. Bloody Mario, you're bouncing.
Yeah, because I mean that's the only thing holding it back. Because You can't play it multiplayer because it just becomes chaos. Like, yeah, it's fun for about half an hour, then it's just like, oh, I just want to finish levels, and you can't just run and jump because you all have to be in sync for it to work.
I think that would be fine if it was like an option you could click on and off, like aggressive mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that'd be pretty cool.
And entertaining.
Yes. What else was there that you thought could have been pretty cool? Like, I like the look of the Wonderful 101 trailer, and especially Bayonetta 2 looked pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that's the first time we've really gotten to see that up close. And what do you think of Bayonetta's character redesign with the short hair and the shoulders and stuff?
I think that looks great.
Yeah,
like, if she was to look the same, I think it would actually be bad for the game.
I think that would be very cool. This is a pipe dream, I know, but how cool would it be to have Bayonetta appear in Smash Brothers?
I would actually be totally fine with that.
Yeah, and it's not implausible given Platinum's relationship with Nintendo at the moment. Like, I think it's a possibility, but I wouldn't bet money on it.
Yeah, it'd be great if it happened, but like, I'm not going to be heartbroken if it doesn't.
Yeah.
But another game that I saw that I thought I'm definitely going to be looking forward to is going to be Destiny, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be cross-console and PC, so... Yeah,
it's basically going to be everywhere, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's, as far as I know, it's like a persistent online sort of deal, kind of like, I suppose somewhere between PlanetSide 2 and Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah. Because the way they were talking about it, it's supposed to be like a 10-year subscription, so you buy the game and you get 10 years worth of content. That's what they were saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
if you say so, Destiny guys.
But like, these are the guys that used to do Halo. This is their new big thing. So.
Okay. Also, Bungie.
Yeah. After Bungie left Microsoft their exclusivity deal, and they finally got away from Halo. This is what they've been working on since then for EA.
They're probably going to be pretty happy for that. Oh, it's for EA, man. That means it's going to be a stupid Origin.
Yeah, if it's on the PC one will probably be on Origin, so maybe I'll get it on PS4. I don't know. But it's a shooter, so I want my mouse.
Yeah.
The quandaries as a gamer.
But another game that I'm looking forward to, no matter what it's on, is South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Oh my god, yes! That looks so good!
Because I think that's just going to be like playing a however many hour-long episode of South Park.
Yeah, like they were saying in the interview, that was the big thing they were aiming for, is to make the game as though if you were playing it and somebody walked in, they would literally think you're just watching the show.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that, because I've played both of the other games, which is the first-person shooter and Chef's Love Shack, which was just a trivia game about South Park, so...
Yeah. Oh, those were so bad.
Yeah, I mean, Love Shack was okay to the point of it was just a trivia game you play with your mates about South Park and have them saying South Parky stuff at each other, but this one's going to be like interactive South Park.
Yeah.
And I like it that you're playing the new kid in town, so it's just literally you're the new kid in town and you're subjected to everyone at South Park.
Yeah, and on top of all of that, it's an RPG somehow as well, so
yeah,
that'll be
it's going to be good. I think it'll be a great game. Like, as long as it takes them to make it, I'm fine with waiting, because I know that when it eventually comes out, it's just going to be... Whew!
Yeah.
It's going to be magic.
Now, what did you think of the trailer they showed for Dark Souls 2?
Get it in me.
Get it in you?
Get it in me.
It's just all in you.
As much as it can fit inside my small-framed body, I want it.
Yep.
All of it.
I can agree.
Because it's Dark Souls. Because that's coming out Q2 or Q3 next year.
I think so. It's not that far away.
Yeah.
So, and it's current gen again, but unlike the original Dark Souls that got a late PC release due to all of the fan demand for it, and it ended up being subpar in quality. This one is actually being developed for the ground up with PC in mind as well as consoles, so it's not just going to be a half-assed port like we got last time.
Is that just going to be for PS4?
No, it's PS3 and 360 and PC.
Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, I'll definitely be getting it on PS3. But it's good to know that they have the PC port, well, the PC version just as part of production.
Yeah, they've also said that the new engine's supposed to be more well optimized, so we get less of the Blighttown style slowdowns. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Blighttown was just... It was the worst.
That section of the game made you feel like it was almost unplayable.
Yeah, like until you got down into like the actual swamp, it was just so framey and terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What did you just... during the Sony conference, I saw the new game for Infamous the Second Son.
Second Son. I haven't played Infamous 2 yet, sadly, but I will now that I have an excuse. And it's not that... I didn't hate...
Infamous 1?
Yeah, Infamous 1, that game that I just said the name of 10 seconds ago. But, it's just that the enemy AIs were stupid annoying with their crazy accuracy and ability to not get killed by lightning.
Yeah, that was the annoying thing. Like, anybody who's played it, you all understand. You're just like strolling down the street doing your thing. I'm just a bald guy with a pack on my back, and then somebody from literally a city block away just pegs you in the shoulder with a rifle. It's like, what the hell, man? I'm just hanging out.
Or even worse, when they butcher you with a shotgun from that same distance. It's like,
yeah.
How the fuck even? And the thing that even annoys me even more was you would aim at them because you'd get that zooming power, be like, right, you're fucked, and they would be like freaking whack-a-moles hiding behind cover until you stopped aiming at them. They'd be like, yeah.
Blip, bloop, blip, bloop, blip.
Because they would just wait until you stopped aiming, and they'd pop back up as soon as you stopped, and it's just like, fine, I'll just run up and punch you.
Yeah, it looks like the character in the new game actually has really cool gap closing type abilities too. Looks like he can teleport by turning into like embers and like flying through walls and stuff. So looks very interesting. Yeah, they did a bit with that in the second game too. Lots of new ways to speed up, a cool way to dash forward, like Fire Eagle move and
They made the melee a lot better as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they actually gave him I think it was just called the amp, but it was sort of like an electric rod that sort of amplified his electricity through it. Okay. And he like did this interesting fighting style where he'd like flip around the place. Like, remember the GameCube game for Spider-Man? It was like that, doing lots of flips and back hits and stuff.
Awesome. Okay, well yeah, I should probably play through that. I mean, Second Son's probably still a while away, but...
Yeah, it's a while off. I don't know if it'd be a launch game for the PS4 or not, but it'd definitely be a cool one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Now here's something little controversial in terms of hype versus payoff. The Project Retro Studios ended up working on.
Oh, I was so disappointed by that.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Retro Studios it was revealed they've been working on Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is obviously the follow-up to Donkey Kong Country Returns. Which was, don't get me wrong, it was a brilliant game. I fucking loved it. Yeah, but I was so excited to see what Retro Studios could bring on a new platform. I can totally go for more Donkey Kong, but
I wanted something more.
Yeah, I wanted something bigger. If you watched last week's if you listened to last week's podcast, you would have known that was one of my predictions. I wanted them to announce a whole new franchise, some sort of adventure or sci-fi or fantasy thing. They still may, now that Donkey Kong's once it comes out, they should. Whatever the next thing will be, it'll probably be big, but
hopefully not more Donkey Kong though.
Yeah, I don't think it will get more Donkey Kong afterwards, but it looked great. It looked really, really fun, but it's just not. It's not what people wanted out of that studio. We just played so many 2D platforming games. So. Yeah,
I thought you were about to say crap forming games then.
No.
But yeah, and from the studio that brought us all the Prime games, I was hoping that they were going to bring us something more than another side-scrolling platformer.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping they still might.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
Because if they make another Donkey Kong game after this, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. And some people would be afraid that we may not get another game like Prime since they lost so much of their talent to the 343 guys.
Who
Which
made Halo.
yeah, they made Halo 4. And you can see that in Halo 4's art style. It looks very Metroid Prime-ish.
Yeah.
Lots of neons and sharp edges and stuff. It does look quite cool, but the fact that they lost some of their talent to over there doesn't mean it's a dead studio. Like, Retro's still got a lot of juice in them. Like I said, Donkey Kong Country was fantastic. If you haven't played it, you really should.
Yeah, and if you don't have a Wii or a Wii U, go and buy it on 3DS.
Yeah, that actually came out a few weeks ago, didn't it?
Yep, sure did.
So,
and if you don't have a 3DS, then what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You don't have any Nintendo products? What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing being a gamer?
They, made it good. Looking forward to another Lost Planet.
Yeah, the Lost Planet game looked cool. I never actually played the other ones. It's one of those things I always was meaning to go back to, but Lost Planet was one that looked very cool.
I would say that if you see a copy of Too Cheap, definitely just grab it. If
Just
you
grab
get
it?
Like secondhand. Yeah, it's like I played it start to finish, single player and multiplayer, because you can just play the story campaign with two people. It's just a fun game.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah,
And
no,
it's fun.
if I see it for cheap, I'll definitely snag it.
Oh yeah, there was Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, the Black Flag, and it was unfortunate that it didn't exactly run perfect for during the Sony conference.
Yeah.
But the game itself did look quite good. Kenway, the new protagonist, looks much more interesting than Connor did.
Fucking Connor. He's just. Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah, he was a plank.
Yeah,
That was
he
his problem. But yeah, no, I think Black Flag is a step in the right direction for Assassin's Creed. It seems like they're shedding the meta story that was around Desmond, and they're focusing more on the actual story of what's going on in the time period world that they have. And they're taking everybody's most interesting parts, fighting on the ships and swashbuckling and shooting guns and stuff during naval combat, all of that stuff is well, what can we do a game about with that? Yar, pirates!
I'm just looking forward to it because it'll be an Assassin's Creed that hopefully redeems 3, because it was...
Yeah,
it
was disappointing.
My problem with 3 is that I had to force myself to play the first 8 hours of the game, and that's a long time to start wanting to play it. That's a really long time.
The problem I had with it, though, is that they made me... For anyone who hasn't played it, this is a small spoiler, but it doesn't really matter by this point. The whole first part of the game where you're not actually playing as Connor, I really liked that segment. The problem I had with it was that they made me care about this other guy, this Kenway dude.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that, but yes, I'm looking forward to whatever Connor's dad's name was.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I think it might be Robert Kenway. I don't know. But yeah, they made me care about Kenway's story and his character. It's he's a cool dude. Do I just get to play the whole game like this? Oh shit, that's not a guy on the box, is it? And that was the first quarter of the game.
Yeah, it was you play as his dad. Was his name really Kenway?
His surname was Kenway. I forgot his first name.
Oh, okay, but yeah, it's
the guy in Black Flag is actually his father, I think, or grandfather.
Awesome. But yeah, it's you play all that, then you get to be stupid Connor, and the pace goes from what that is to hunt some animals and get some feathers, Connor. You want to do that?
Show me how to climb trees, Connor.
And the whole frickin' the animal hunting thing infuriated me because it was something that you literally never have to do for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
It's you can do it if you want to do it for fun. Not that it's any fun, but you can do it.
That's the problem I had with that game. for as far as mechanically, the second game had so much stuff for you to do. It made the cities and these environments you were in feel alive, because they were things you wanted to do, because A, they were fun to do, and B, they rewarded you with upgrades for your character in some way. In this one, most of the things you can do are contrived. They have no positive reflection onto your character.
Yeah.
There's no getting more powerful, there's no getting more equipment. All it is you've done this mission, tick.
Yeah, it was annoying.
There's no... And the missions themselves were not that interesting. A lot of it involved running through wilderness.
Yeah, because you started with the max health bar, you couldn't upgrade your armor, no weapon was better than any other weapon unless you were going between light and heavy main weapons.
Yeah.
And it was just... Like, all I did at the start of the game was went into a shop, bought a different colour of clothing, bought a different sword that I liked the look of better, not because it was stronger, just because I liked the way it looked more.
Yeah. The only straight upgrade I found was a double-barrel pistol that you get to fire twice before reloading.
Did you get that as part of this main story?
No, I bought it.
Okay, yeah, no, I never got that, but I mean, you got a bow.
Yeah.
Because
Like, I like the idea of just like rolling into combat, just going, just two guys just down.
But yeah, it's just that game had so much content in it that was not worth doing and just filler. And I think one of my other problems with the game was there was always that icon on the map that said, go here to proceed. And it was like, instead of like wandering around to explore the wilderness, I would generally just run straight to that icon.
Yeah.
To proceed.
And that's actually, one of the... It breaks the flow of the whole world. They were trying to sculpt this big world that you could just exist in, but you've always got this little blinking reminder in the corner saying, this is where you should really be, come over here, bro.
Yeah, this is where all the fun stuff is. And fun is hyphenated, because there's not much in this game that's actually that.
Yeah. Hopefully Black Flag really redeems a lot of what that did. So,
yeah, I mean, it's already got 1 point going for it. You're a pirate, so...
Yeah. Or should I say, yar.
Yar. The Harby Pirates.
Yeah. But, what else was there? All I can say for Watch Dogs is, it looks sweet.
Looks sweet and kind of get it.
Yeah.
But, one thing that we should talk about is The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, did you get a chance to watch the trailer? It actually wasn't in the Nintendo Direct video.
I'll watch it right now. I said full screen, bitch. So, I just watched the trailer for Legend of Zelda, and, yep, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, and they were saying that it is actually the same overworld that was in the Super Nintendo game,
Ooh.
but it's sort of expanded beyond that. You can go beyond where the borders of the world used to be.
So it's the same world, except you've got more world to run around in.
Yeah, basically, and all the dungeons are obviously going to be new. It's a whole new game, and I believe the Link Between Worlds is actually not the Dark World you had in the other game, but a new Dark World or a different world.
Good.
So this might be very, very cool to explore.
But yeah, I'm excited to have a new... Like, handheld Zeldas are... Like, of all the handheld titles that come out, Zeldas are the ones I like the most, I think.
Yeah.
Just because they're never... They're not the same epic quest you want to play on your TV, with Kingdom Hearts games and I guess one of the Metroid games.
Yeah, exactly. Like you want on the big TV, you want a big epic quest. With something like on handheld, you want a smaller, something you can digest in smaller chunks for one thing, but something that's more personal, you know?
Yeah. Kid Icarus Uprising is a game I would nominate to get a console port.
Yeah, if they got a Wii U like HD re-release, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Use your pointer controls for a lot of that stuff. Because Kid Icarus was a great game, but fuck, it hurt my hands.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people, their one defining problem with the game was, fucking, it is the most fantastic, unplayable game.
That's exactly it.
Because you couldn't finish it because the controls shit you so much that you didn't, and I enjoyed it just enough that I could power through the controls breaking my wrist.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what else did you want to talk about?
Yeah, there's one last thing I sort of wanted to mention a little bit is, did you get a chance to see The Witcher 3?
I did. I
Yeah,
don't
like-
think I didn't see a gameplay trailer, but I saw the conference trailer.
Yeah, it's very cool. It looks like Microsoft are backing it, so it's going to be on Xbox One. Obviously, it'll be PC because it was always a very PC-focused series before. I never played the original, but I loved the second game. I'm really looking forward to it. But there's a small piece of, let's say, controversy with The Witcher 3. This is a Polish-developed game. It's a studio they're very, very proud of what they do in Poland in general. Polish game is like, this is their big thing. It's like The Witcher 3 is this massive, massive AAA or even quadruple A title they're bringing out.
It's their baby.
There's a small conflict of interest there. With the Xbox One, Microsoft have basically announced their plans on where they want to roll the console out and where it's going to be locked for the time being until they're ready to roll it out. Poland and various other European countries and South America countries do not get to use the Xbox One, meaning that the very country that The Witcher 3 was developed in cannot play their own game.
Are you kidding me?
No.
So, wait, the Xbox is not being released in those countries yet, or...?
Not yet. And if you were to import one, you couldn't play it. Because of the online check-in system they've got.
They need to fucking pull their shit together real hard, because that is just straight up bullshit.
Yeah, and like... I really feel for the guys, I forgot the developers team, but I really feel for those guys, like... This is their badge of honor game, and it's a driving force for the Xbox One. Like, that's a real system seller for a lot of people, because it's a big franchise. And the guys who made the game can't even go out and buy... They can't go and tell their family, oh, go get an Xbox One so you can play The Witcher 3. They just can't.
Yeah, they would have to get a nice high-end PC to play it on.
Yeah, like, what does that say about your system? And even then... I have the feeling, just because this is the way Microsoft rolls their business normally, that it'll probably have like some sort of timed exclusivity on Xbox One. Like, it's just...
That's a real shame.
Yeah, I feel it's a real injustice to the guys over there that worked on The Witcher 3.
Yeah. Well, and any of the Witcher titles.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that the other two can be played cross-console at the moment.
Yeah, you can play... I don't know about Witcher 1,
No,
but...
I think 1 is still just PC only.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I know 2 was ported to Xbox, and that was actually lauded as one of the best PC to console ports in existence. They redid all of the interface and stuff, and actually translated those upgrades over to the PC one when they were done.
Yeah. Speaking of ports real quick, Diablo 3 for PS3, how do you feel?
I'm okay with it.
Me too.
I don't think I'll rebuy it. That's
I won't.
probably not for me, because I finished it 5 times.
Yeah.
But what it does... so one of the details that Blizzard mentioned is the Xbox... the PS3 version is not always online. There's no login check-in service for that like there was
Holy shit,
PC.
so they can play without lag?
Yep, they can play without lag. They can have their monsters and damage and gold and loot and everything all processed on their own system.
Damn.
But here's the kicker that's probably the best thing going for the console version is there's no auction house.
That is
Meaning that
the single best thing.
yeah, all of the loot is going to be balanced to drop regularly enough for somebody to play it without having to buy gear.
Yeah, because that's the thing that stopped us from finishing Inferno, is just we can't get drops on good enough gear to finish Inferno, and we can't find gear that we can afford in the auction house.
Exactly.
So now what do? I guess we just keep wasting our gold rubbing our face against the old brick wall of getting killed.
Yeah, how far did you and I get? I think it was Barbarian and...
Halfway through... Oh, Barbarian and, Demon Hunter.
Demon Hunter, yeah. I think the last thing we did was we managed to finally beat Gom, that mouth demon in Act 4?
Yeah, we got... Well, no, I think Act 3. Yeah, Act 3 is the bub is Ariat.
Yeah.
Act 4 is Heaven.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we managed to finally beat Gom in Act 3 and roll out to the battlefield, and we just got shredded.
Yeah, just got insta-gibbed.
And I'm talking about a character. On my character, I have 4 legendaries, and everything else is gold.
Yeah, and he's a Barbarian, and the number one problem with Barbarian is they're god tier for PvP, but that PvE, he's just as good as my Demon Hunter.
Yeah, he splats just as good.
which is ridiculous because he's built around being on top of enemies.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was just frustrating because we couldn't do it. Like, they're not the only two characters we have. We have, like, high level 50 of everything, I think.
Yeah, and I even got an Inferno level wizard as well.
Yeah.
I think that was the first character I did.
I think it's either my monk or my... Yeah, I think my witch doctor was almost Inferno as well.
Yeah, I don't think I'll go back to it. Like, I'm not going to go out and say it was a shit game. I got my money's worth.
Yeah, me too.
It's just that Inferno leaves a bitter taste in the mouth.
Yeah, because there are people who can finish it, but those are not the people we aspire to be. Like, what they have to go through to get there is not what I want to do.
These are the people I like to call basement beardies.
Yeah.
Alright, well that brings us to the end of another Aussie Gamecast. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. This has been Janos.
And David O'Connor.
And we're wishing you a good day. See ya.
Catch you next time.